Hi, it's Adrian, and I'm here with Erin Goodare. Erin, thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
Now, Erin's written a very good article, which I strongly advise you to read. It'll be in this issue of the magazine as well. And it's all about body image and her struggles with body image and I guess overcoming it. But I guess it's not the sort of thing you ever truly overcome, is it? It's something you've got to keep working on.
Oh, absolutely. Especially being a female, it's an ongoing battle.
Yeah. Now, I just wanted to ask when did this sort of battle start for you? Because you were quite sporty in school, weren't you?
Yeah, I was really sporty in school, did a lot of athletics, all the sports. And it sort of, once I got into high school, 17, 18, the sport sort of dropped off a little bit. And of course you start drinking at the age of 18 and,
Sure.
Partying, like the same old story.
Yeah.
And then I stopped playing sport and I managed to put on about 10 kilos.
And just so people know, you're not the tallest girl in the world. How tall are you?
5'1".
So for 5 foot,
Minogue and
you're in good company.
thing.
So 10 kilos on a 5'1" frame
Very
is
noticeable.
quite a lot.
So yeah, feeling very uncomfortable within my body because I was used to being so athletic and sporty.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted a quick fix, because I just wanted to get rid of that body really quickly.
Yeah.
Got to a point where I couldn't even look at myself in a reflection, in a mirror, or really baggy, loose clothes.
Yeah.
And I think it got to a point where I was just like, enough's enough. I'm so sick of feeling this way. It's beating yourself up about it every day is really tiring, and I just got really over it.
And can I ask, how old were you when you came to that realization? Because you're not old now, so you must have been young when this happened.
Yeah, well, so I started putting on weight when I left school, so about 18. And from 18 to about 23 was a real struggle for me. That's when I tried dieting, everything, all those things. And then probably when I was 24, I sought help from a personal trainer because I was over it. So yeah, it's been about took me about 3 years to get to where I am today.
I found that with girls, it's sometimes not being skinny anymore. Sometimes now it's we want to be muscly. And sometimes you're skinny and it's hard to bulk up. I mean, I would know about that. And sometimes you are naturally athletic and you can't get skinny unless you do something that is really counterproductive to your health. So how do you overcome it? How do you learn to accept this is me, this is what I got to work with, and actually not just be okay with it, but actually be like happy with it?
Absolutely. It is something that you just need to really, it's something that you have to overcome. You have to take that step and just admit it.
Yeah.
Like for myself, I'm 5'1", I'm quite athletic, I have big muscles, and I always wish that, I wish I had skinny arms, skinny legs, but I realized, hang on, that's not me. Like, I have these muscles and I want to make the most of them. I'm going to stop looking at it in a negative way and embrace it. And
so you just made that decision.
You just have to. You just need to cut the BS and just
cut the shit.
Exactly.
Cut the bullshit.
Stop comparing yourself to other people, and you've just got to have that self-love. And that's, people talk about, but you really have to embrace that. And oh my gosh, that was like the biggest weight off my shoulders.
How do you do that though? Because a lot of people will then go, that's easy for you. I mean, once you made that decision, was it just that's it and it was fine? Or, I mean,
it's been a process. I have to admit, it has been, and sometimes I get really frustrated. I still do. Sometimes I'll look at myself in the mirror and see my muscle, think, oh my God, they're huge. But then I thought, oh well, that's me, and I'm strong, and I love that. And people,
so there are moments when you still find yourself slipping back, and I think that's important because it's not about perfection. It's about just a little bit of progress every day.
Exactly, and no one's perfect. You can speak to every single person in the world and someone's going to have some hang up about their body. But if you learn to love it, other people notice it.
And where I mean, if someone who's watching is struggling with body image, whether they're too big or too small, whatever it is, where would you tell them to start? Because a lot of them will look at the exercise, and I kind of think the outside is a reflection of what's on the inside. So did you start with what was in their head, or did you start with, where did you start?
Well, first of all, you got to accept that sometimes you can't do things on your own. And you need to seek outside help from people, professionals. So that's why I seeked out a personal trainer. And that was the best thing, because Dan, who was my personal trainer, is also a nutritionist.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I could exercise, you know, till the cows came home, no problem. But for me, it was diet.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was supposed to eat. I always thought eating little amounts of food, eating all low-fat kind of food was the way to go. He opened up a total new world for me and taught me about good nutrition. And I was eating a lot more. And then that's when the weight started to drop off, and I had this new confidence because I didn't have this bad relationship with food anymore.
Right.
It was helping me, and I wasn't against it like I was for so many years.
So you started eating more.
Yep.
And dropped weight.
Yep.
Whereas before you were working out a lot. How did it work for you when you were working out a lot, but you didn't really know what to eat? What sort of results happened then? Because that's what a lot of people do, right? They just start exercising like a demon.
Yeah.
And they go, I can eat whatever I want. It's almost like if I run on the treadmill, then I can eat this donut.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they complain they don't get the results. So what sort of results did you get when you were just working out?
Well, it's frustration. Nothing. And that's that old saying that you can't out-train a bad diet.
Yeah.
So I tell my clients now that if you eat something bad, the damage is done. Whether you go for a run later or you've done a workout at the gym, the damage is already done. The food's it's in your body, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are faced with that frustration, and then you get over it, and then you just binge eat. And it's this like vicious cycle that people get themselves in. They don't find that balance.
You got Dan, personal trainer, and he's nutritionist as well. A lot of people, when they look at what to eat, they get a bit scared because there's so much information out there, right? And some of it will say, eat this, and then the other one will say, no, if you eat that, you're going to die, you should eat this.
Yeah.
And it's so contradictory that people go, I can't do it. I'm just going to do none. Exactly.
Yeah.
What's the simplest advice you can give to someone if they don't have access to a nutritionist or they don't want to see a nutritionist right now for whatever reason? What's the simplest guide you can give to someone to eat in a way that helps them work out and lose weight?
Yeah, definitely. It all comes down to eating real food, you know.
So not frozen food, not microwave food, not processed food.
Avoid the packaged foods, 100%. If you can eat vegetables in every meal, if you can eat protein in every meal, you can't go wrong, really. So, for example, if your breakfast, you've got some sautéed spinach and mushrooms, capsicum with some eggs, awesome.
Yeah.
Lunch, salad, lots of chicken, tuna, exactly, same thing. Dinner, same thing.
Right.
I think people get lazy. People have this obsession with carbohydrates.
Yep.
And the key to fat loss is eat protein every meal.
Right.
And that's something that I've learnt. And if you ditch the carbohydrates, as in your breads, your pastas, and your rice, you end up replacing it with more veggies.
Yeah.
They're going to fill you up. You can eat countless amounts of vegetables, and eating the right kind of carbohydrates. So get your carbs from your veggies, so your pumpkin, sweet potato, and your fruit. So people forget that carbohydrates are also fruit. So keep it simple. If it's something grown from the earth, eat it. Eat lots of it, you know. And these days there's so many farmers markets around, like you can get such good quality fruit and veg. It doesn't have to be organic.
Sure.
And it doesn't cost the earth. It's cheap.
Exactly.
I mean, compared to packaged foods, it's a lot cheaper and very affordable. So there's always an alternative. I never want people to think that they're being deprived of anything. Yeah,
because that doesn't really work long term.
Oh gosh, no, absolutely. You want this type of eating to be sustainable, you know, like you can do it forever. So there's always alternatives, and it ends up just being more veg, more fruit, more meat, which is everything that you're supposed to eat anyway. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you tell people why it's such a poor idea to focus on, you jump on the scale and you look at the kgs or the pounds looking back at you? Why is that really, really not a good idea?
Okay, it's not a good idea because so many women, when they're trying to lose weight, they also want to get toned. Yeah. And a lot of women don't understand that being toned means putting on lean muscle. Yeah. And lean muscle is really heavy. It's a lot heavier than fat. But if you have lean muscle, you're going to look slimmer, you're going to look firm, you're going to look toned.
So you're going to look better.
Absolutely. You're going to look better even though your weight may not change, but you're going to look smaller. So that's why I always use waistline measurements.
Yep.
Because a waistline measurement, you can see it gets smaller. On a scales, you don't look at someone and go, oh, she's about 60 kilos.
Well, that's the thing, because, I mean, to be superficial for a moment, but I mean, most people who want to lose weight, it's because they want to look a certain way. I know there's people who are exceptions, but generally they want to look a certain way to attract their certain mate. But they got to realize that people aren't attracted to a weight; they're attracted to the way you look. So if you look great, but you weigh more than you think you should, the other people, no one's going to know.
No, exactly, and it can really affect your state of mind, because if you've been working really hard in the gym and you've been getting results, and then you jump on the scales and go, oh my god,
and you put on weight, and you've been starving yourself at the same time.
Exactly, you're going to feel horrible. I just think they're bad. Even if you've got to lose 50 kilos, if you're, big, I would always go with a waistline measurement. It's more realistic to what you're doing. I've had a client who's lost 8 centimeters around her waistline, and her weight hasn't changed at all.
But she looks so much different.
She looks so much smaller.
And how much better does she feel about herself?
Amazing. Her posture's better, she's got more energy, and people notice. People go, wow, look at you look great. How much weight have you lost? Oh, none.
So everything is better, but the weight has stayed the same.
That's right. So I really try to encourage women to stay away from scales and focus on waistline measurements and more strength goals.
I know, and it's not just girls, to be fair, there's a lot of guys go, I want to lose weight. I'm going to run. I'm going to do cardio, I'm going to starve myself, I'm going to run, and I'm not going to do weights because I don't want to get bulky.
Yes.
What have you got to say to people who don't want to do any weights because they don't want to have,
Okay, unless you're an Olympic weightlifter, you are not going to get huge. Girls, you're not going to get huge from lifting weights.
Like, how long would that take? I mean, seriously. That's the thing, because I think it's not like you lift one weight and you go, oh my God, I got a huge arm.
Oh my gosh, that's hours
it's hard,
every day, crazy nutrition, all the carb loading and all that kind of crazy stuff. If you're training at a gym, doing a basic strength program, you are not going to get big. You're going to get lean. You're going to build that nice lean muscle that makes you look slim, makes you feel firm. But there's no way that a woman from just basic strength training
because it's harder for women to put on muscle mass. Right.
It is, unless you've got all these different supplements, different kind of, crazy diets, all that kind of stuff.
So you're not going to accidentally, you go to the gym, do a bit of weight training, you're not going to wake up one day and go, oh my God, I look like a dude, right?
No
it doesn't work like that.
It does not work like that.
And even if you started putting on some muscle mass, you could always stop later on. Like it happens gradually, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, eventually if you get stronger and stronger, you will develop, some slightly bigger muscles, but you're never going to be massive.
Sure.
And the best thing about having lean muscle is that you end up burning fat at rest, which is awesome. So you might do a strength program at the gym, and then the rest of the day you're going to be burning fat. It's amazing.
Even whilst you sleep.
Exactly. You don't get that from cardio exercises.
Now, I know a lot of people maybe don't have access to a gym, or they don't want to go to a gym for one reason or another. And I don't blame them. I've been to a gym, and sometimes the environment is not conducive to health, not conducive to women in particular.
Quite intimidating.
And I know you do a lot of training in the park. So do people need to go to a gym to get fit? I mean, what sort of, I mean, you do the training in the park. So what is possible with no equipment or minimal equipment? What can you do?
There is hundreds of exercises you can do using your own body weight. For example, push-ups. Like, that is hard. If you train to be able to lift your own body weight, you have to be pretty strong to be able to do that. So there's so much you can do in a park without any equipment or body weight exercises. You can do them at home as well. You don't have to be in a park. You can, use benches at parks.
So you basically once I think you get good with bodyweight exercises, you get really good at going, there's a box, there's a chair, there's a bar. I can play around with this.
That's right. No excuses. I mean, there's always somewhere where you can do something. And you don't need to be in a gym. And at the end of the day, you can always walk out of your house and go for a walk.
Sure.
Everyone can do that.
Absolutely.
So,
Now, Erin's going to walk us through some bodyweight exercises in a second, but just in case someone wants to get in touch with you, and because she does training, we're at Turramurra Park here, so she does her training here. If they want to get in touch with you, what's the best way of getting in touch?
Yeah, you can certainly send me an email, or you can find me on Facebook, www.facebook.com hotmail.com/Erin Goodare PT.
And that's ErinGoodarePT.
That's
There's lots of
correct.
ways of spelling Erin. And the email address?
Yeah, you can shoot me an email. It's erin_fitness@hotmail.com.
Well, you're about to show us the bodyweight exercises. Is there any sort of final words of encouragement or wisdom you can give to someone, or maybe if it was your younger self, what would you say to that person when they're really struggling and they're putting in a lot of hard work and they're not getting the results? What encouragement would you give to them now?
Yeah, look, first of all, accept your body type and work with it. Seek help from friends, have some accountability, tell people what you're doing.
Sure.
Work out with a partner. If you say I'm going to meet you at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, you're more likely going to go rather than doing it on your own.
Yep. So the kind of friends that you associate with are also important in that, right?
Absolutely.
Because some are going to be, sometimes they almost accept you a little bit too much and they don't push you. So you do want real friends who can help you be the best version of yourself, not just go, oh, you're fat, this is the way it is and there's nothing you can do about it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And don't go for quick fixes. That was my biggest mistake. I now exercise, 3 to 4 times a week. I don't exercise every day. I have a really balanced diet. I eat really well.
But you enjoy
amazing,
it, right?
And I enjoy it.
This is not a penance. You go, oh my God, I need to work out today.
And I wish I had done this years ago, because what I'm doing now is easy.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's not hard. It's not a struggle. Being the other way is a massive struggle.
Sure.
And it's physically and mentally draining.
Sure.
So all you have to do is eat better and move more. But yeah, you've got to make that first step.
That's pretty simple, isn't it?
It is. It sounds simple.
Eat better, move more. So not eat less, move more. Eat better, move more, and then seek help.
Yeah.
Friends, and just have some accountability.
Absolutely. That's it.
That's fantastic. Okay, thank you for being with us.
My pleasure.
And we're going to now shoot the exercises, but thank you for being here.
My pleasure, Adrian. Thank you.